Hi everyone, this is Jocelyn. So I am posting my first video on YouTube for everyone to just hear how life has been and my thoughts and my journey, and just have something to look back on and just share. So as many of you may know, or some of you may know, I really love singing. I really enjoy music. And music was something that I've had with me as a child growing up. It's something that's carried me through even as I felt alone and lost in the world. And somehow music always brought me to people and others and helped me feel connected to people. I was at a party one day where I had this realization about our beginnings. This party, filled with friends, was also filled with people that I hadn't met yet. And I kept an open heart to talk to people that I hadn't spoken to before. One of these friends who I know now, she was curious enough to hear me out and hear the things I had to say. I shared with her how little Jocelyn would always have her little DS with her, and she loved playing video games, and video games was a huge part of her life. But she also was deeply moved by music, and she wanted to carry that everywhere with her, to have that be with her all the time. And one piece of music that I remember was Vivaldi's Summer, which is an intense piece. What I would do is record using their pre-installed voice app, sound app, to record the song in its chunks and then just go outside and play them individually and these clips were like maybe a maximum of 15 to 30 seconds each. So I would have to play one, have that finish, and then play the next one, and then have that finish and play the next one in order to hear Vivaldi's Summer with me. I just had a realization that that was the beginning of my journey as a lover of music, but also as someone who is an artist. The point that I want to make with people is, we think these stories that about ourselves are so mundane and so seemingly insignificant. But these stories can relate to the person we are today. It explains why I am the artist I am today, how much I really cared and wanted to be around music, and how big of a part it is in my life today. And I was always so intrigued by how other artists had their beginnings, because every time I find out about an artist that I'm curious about, I would go on their Wikipedia, and the first thing that I would go to is their early life, the early life section. In the early life section, that's where you would hear about their beginnings and their stories and how they started out. And I was captivated how people started out, because that also helps you navigate your own life as well, your own story, your own beginnings. I always reached out for these stories because I wanted so desperately to have my own story. And that was the day at that party where I had this inkling of realization that maybe I do have my own story. And maybe we all do, but we just simply write it off sometimes as just, it was just something that happened. But maybe those stories are a guide, a direction, a northern star. So yeah, if you have any stories, if you have your own northern star, I think it'd just be nice, it would be nice if we all listened to that. There's a bird. That's my story for today. Thanks for listening.